Welcome to Senior Insights. My name is Cynthia, and today we're having our board meeting. For those of you that are new, I'll explain to you what the board meeting is I believe that the subscribers are members of this company, Senior Insights, and they're contributing to its success, so they should know what's going on. So what I hope to do when I have a board meeting is to update you on what's been going on in Senior Insights. So let's get started. I'm going to be serious today. I'm not drinking coffee or tea. I am drinking iced tea. Did I just say I wasn't drinking tea? Well, I am. I'm drinking iced tea. So come on in, get your seat at the table, and let's talk about what's going on with Senior Insights. Well, in the video that I posted about receiving cards, the last video, I neglected to even mention the people who sent the cards. Do you know why that is? It's because I had to record the video twice. And the first time I did, I gave this whole elaborate speech, and then I discovered that the microphone wasn't on, so I had to do it over again. And since I don't read from a script, I don't know what the heck I said or what I didn't say. So I would like to acknowledge these people again who sent me such beautiful cards. You saw the cards the other day. But Darlene is from Reno, Nevada, and she sent the patriotic card. And Petunia is from Colorado, and she sent the cat card, you know, the one that opens up. It's at the bottom, right here, of my display board. And Blue Jeans and Jelly Beans, I'm sure you've seen her name in the comments because she comments every day, sent the thank you card. So I just wanted to acknowledge them this time because I messed up again. I messed up a couple of times last week. We had 2 videos that were really cloudy, but I'm not going to accentuate the negative. I'm going to accentuate the positive because that's what we're all about. So what I'm going to do is just go through the videos and tell you how many comments I got, or we got, and highlight just a couple of them. And so the first video that I'm going to review is, do you think I'm sexy? Now, I didn't put that in the video because the time that I mentioned sex when I was talking about what our needs are, there were some people that were really offended. Well, I'm sorry, that's the name of the song. And it was a little story about Rod Stewart. But I had some really great comments, and I want to share those with you. Because lots of times people make comments, but then there's a lot of comments after them, or they don't read all the comments, or whatever. So just, if you've seen this or heard it, just listen to it again. Maybe you'll learn something. This woman went into her doctor's office. I think I told you this one in another video, and she had this strong urge to get up and dance. So I say go for it. Wouldn't it be funny if you danced in a doctor's office with all the patients? Maybe they'd get up and dance too. Then I had another person who said to me, who commented that they've been listening to him for 2 days now. And I should not have done the Rod Stewart overview because she turned him on. She Googled him, or I don't know, she used Alexa, and she had been listening to him all the time. She forgot how much she liked him. She forgot what songs he wrote or sang. And so I thought that was kind of funny. I love Rod Stewart so much, I named my Cocker Spaniel Maggie May. I thought that was a really good one. And then someone else, my sister, named her dog Maggie May. I'm going to name my next dog Maggie May. Oh, did I tell you I'm not getting another dog? I don't know, who knows? Never say never, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what state of mind you're in when you say never. You know, tomorrow you might be in a whole different state of mind, so never say never. Someone else says, I love Sorodnik. 100 years from now, people will be listening to him. And one of the people in this group has been told that she looks like his 3 wives. He had 3 wives, and they're all tall, and they're all blonde. So the woman who made the comment must be tall and blonde. She must be very attractive. She must look like a model because he likes opulent things. He likes classy things. Someone else says, this made me smile. Rod is my favorite. And someone else said that they saw him at the Hollywood Bowl, and the whole cloud, there was a cloud of pot smoke everywhere. She said that they had to wait in the car for a while till they came down a little bit from their excitement at the concert. Some people had been to recent concerts. So I'm really excited because I didn't know that much about Rod Stewart. So we had, what did I tell you? We had 145 comments. But surprisingly, that wasn't the one that had the most views. I'm not going to go into the views because the views, for the most part, stay the same. But I'll highlight the one that had the most views. And then the next one was a whole bunch of stuff, and that had 131 comments. The comments are really good because, first of all, we want to be a community. Second of all, we're having coffee or tea or iced tea and muffins together, and we should be talking together, right? I looked at the comments today. I'm not going to talk about them, but it was somebody's birthday. Everybody went down the line and said, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. And that's great because that particular person was alone on her birthday and probably no one called her and said happy birthday. We all know how that is, how you hope for something or you wish for something and it doesn't come to be. Wait 1 second, So, some of the things that came out of this were keep going forward. The chats remind me of sitting around the table at Christmas and Thanksgiving. That made me feel good. Someone else shared her dream that she always wanted a 2-story house and she finally got it. It came true. Someone else says, I have my favorite tweezer by my side at all times. I'm glad. If you haven't learned one thing, you have to take care of the chin hairs because they're dangerous. Someone else says, I hate these facial hairs. That's why I bought a facial hair remover. So I don't know if it's like a razor or, I don't know, it's battery operated. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like an electric shaver for your face. Women's face. And we talked about smells that remind us of something. One person said that every time she comes across something that smells like her mother, every once in a while she comes across something. How nice is that? My girlfriend, the one I keep talking about who passed away, she had this memory of her mother. Her mother used to use Jergens soap. And Jergens soap has a distinct smell. Fragrance, I should say. Smell kind of sounds like it doesn't smell good. But Jergens has a distinct fragrance. Do you know what it is? It's cherries and almonds. And she found Jergens. I know you can still get it, and it smells the same. And she had it at every sink in her house, and she had the refill container. And she said the reason she had it is because it reminded her of her mother. Let's see, what else? So there are 131 comments. Did I tell you? Oh, I talked about the chia seeds. Do you know I'm still haunted by those chia seeds? Some people gave some positive comments about the chia seeds. Because people who like them really like them. But I'm telling you, I have chia seeds everywhere. I only made that pudding and it was terrible. I didn't like it. I tried it. I threw it away in the jar because I've been collecting jars. You know, I'm trying to be frugal, and one of the ways is don't throw your glass jars away. Store your stuff in. Your vegetables, your produce, and other things. You can store nails in them in the shed and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I threw it away. But the one cup that I had tried to taste it, try to eat it, I tried to eat it because I said, come on. Everybody likes this stuff. So I couldn't eat it. So I poured it down the drain. Well, it didn't go down the drain. It went over the whole sink. And my sink is, it's, what the heck kind of soapstone. My kitchen counter is soapstone, and the sink is soapstone. And there is, remember in the old houses with the soapstone counters and the soapstone sinks? I know the first house that I bought had a soapstone sink. Anyway, they get dry. They get a kind of a patina, and they don't look shiny and polished anymore. They look kind of dull and gray. Well, my counters look fabulous, but the inside of the sink is kind of a dull gray. I don't mind it, but it's got chia seeds stuck on it all over the place. They're like adhesive. And then I have one of those, you know, those drain catchers? Well, my friend Gay, she thought that I should use one that she bought me from Amazon. So she bought it for me a couple of years ago. But all the stuff gets caught in it, which is the purpose of the thing. You don't want all that junk going down your drain. But I can't clean out the darn sink strainer. Anyway, someone else says having coffee with this group, you folks sitting around this table having your coffee, makes her day so much better. Isn't that nice? Doesn't it make you feel good that you came and you made someone's life much better? It makes me feel good. And I get comments like that all the time, and I appreciate those. Negative comments have just about, there's an occasional one sort of negative, but once again, we're not talking about negatives. Someone pointed out that her early report cards said that she was a lovely child, but she dreams too much. Because I was talking about dreaming and how important it is to dream. And it really is important to dream. You have to, even fantasize. You know, I think about, well, I can tell you about my bunkhouse. It was a shed. I just said one day, I do a lot of things like this. Just one day I decide I'm going to do a YouTube channel. One day I decide I'm going to fix the shed. And this was a few years ago. I don't have the energy or the enthusiasm right now, to be honest with you. But I cleaned that whole shed out. I did have my son-in-law who knew how to wire. I had it wired. I put in the insulation myself. My son came and helped me with the sheetrock. Both sons of my son-in-law, they did. And then I mudded the sheetrock. I painted it. I hired somebody to put in a floor. It's just plywood floor. But I painted it myself. I made a stencil. I have a little bathroom area. Of course, there's no bathroom, and then there's no running water. And I have a little sink area, and I have a microwave and a coffee pot. But anyway, I just got into it, and I was dreaming to have this bunkhouse. Now, not everybody needs a bunkhouse, but one of my fantasies was when we bought this property, we thought our kids would want to be here and their kids would want to be here, and we have enough property so that we could put 3 other like little cabins, and we could have like a family compound. That was my dream. That was my husband's dream. Well, guess what? only one weekend last year did anyone come to go swimming. So but the whole point of it was I decided that I wanted to have a bunkhouse, and I did it, and I decorated it so cute. I'm going to show you someday. My friend Ann, you know, the one who tells me I say I'm sorry too much, and she's a very good friend. She comes and she helps me. She's the one who helped me with the shutters. She and I made the shutters, and we made the window boxes. Well, she thinks the bunkhouse is her room. She says, "Don't mess with my room." I said, "Well, what made you think it's your room?" "It's my room. I did all the blood, sweat, and tears." So anyway, we have fun with the bunkhouse. And what does that have to do with? Oh, well, it has to do with dreaming. Then the cherries in the snow. I don't know whether to stop talking about the cherries in the snow or not. I say to myself, don't even mention it. And then someone tells me, I just ordered my cherries in the snow. I'm sending all my pen pals cherries in the snow. I gave my mother cherries in the snow for a Christmas gift 40 years ago. And so there's a part of me that says, this is so cool. Some people are telling me that they put on the cherries in the snow when they go out now. They put it on when they're having coffee with us. That is so awesome. It's so awesome. Now, everybody doesn't have to go out and get cherries in the snow. Not everybody looks good in red lipstick. Not everybody likes lipstick. I'll tell you a secret. I didn't wear it until I decided I had to spruce up. So I started. But this is the other thing I was thinking about cherries in the snow. Someday, when I figure out this whole YouTube thing, I can open up a little store. I mean, I don't know how you do that on YouTube, but and of course it's a virtual store. But I can put a link to Amazon, and you can buy it through Senior Insights. And I don't know, I would get a little piece of the action. But I don't want to feel like people have to watch my channel and buy my stuff just so that I can get more money. That is not the object of this. But I love the fact that several people are wearing cherries in the snow. So it makes me happy. But I don't know whether I should stop talking about it and stop promoting it. Because I don't want people to think that in order to belong to Senior Insights, you have to wear cherries in the snow. I wasn't going to talk about, there's a Yankee candle that's called Cherries in the Snow. I think they stole it from Revlon, that name. Everyone thinks I should buy a mattress. So you know what? When I get my first paycheck, which I figured out how to do. I just finalized everything yesterday, so pretty soon I should be just rolling in dough. I'll let you know. Some other people that have revealed how much money they got in their first paycheck, it wasn't much. I had the black background. That was for the board meeting. A lot of people thought because of the board, that it was black intentionally because of the board meeting. Someone else says I didn't even notice. Anyway, somebody asked me for my banana bread recipe and I didn't do it. And that's one of the things about the comments that I'm not sure. I read every single comment and I try to respond to the ones that I feel like really need an answer. But should I put the recipe in the comments when I don't think people go back and read those comments, or they don't know when the comments were answered. I don't know. You tell me, because I don't understand that. Or if I should put it in a post, because I'm going to try and do more of those posts, because everybody's just dying. to get a post for me. And yeah, I do make the best banana bread around. One other person, because I talked about Jubilee and how it reminded me of my mother, and it says that it's unscented, but it has a distinct scent to it. This woman says, I was obsessed with polishing my kitchen counter with Jubilee. I swear, it's the smell. I haven't tried it on mine. I don't know if it would be okay on the soapstone. It has to be better than mineral oil. That's what I polish it up every once in a while. I'm not a fanatic about that. But I'll tell you, soapstone, if you like that hard, the impenetrable stone, don't buy soapstone. But it's beautiful. If you touch it, it feels soft. But it gets scratches and stuff, but that's part of what I like about it. Someone else said, I think I said, my mind is always going, it's always going. Someone else says, my mind is like a whirling dervish. And I said, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. It's going like all the time. I try to pray, it's going all the time. But I told you when I invited God for breakfast that I think that when I'm praying, that He's actually making me focus on the thoughts. It's hard to describe, but in a way, I think He understands. Somebody mentioned the clock. Can you see the clock in the background? It's right above the kitty litter. They said, I love your clock. It looks like a, what is it? I don't know. They liked the clock. That clock was my great-great-grandmother's clock. And yes, it does work, but it bongs. It goes bong, bong. I always wanted a clock with the Westminster chimes. But I never got one. I don't know why. But my ex-boyfriend, he's got several of them. Maybe he'll leave them in his will to me. Here's another one, and I agree with this one totally. This person said, you look like you're swallowing your food whole. And I watched a video the other day where I was eating a muffin, and I was eating these big hunks of muffin, and I was talking to you while I'm eating. Now, if my grandson or my kids, when they were little, did that, talking with their mouth full, I would have told them to stop talking and wait until you empty your mouth. I also did a video early on about manners, and that's one of the basic things. But I'll tell you why I was doing that. I want you to feel comfortable here, like you're in my house or whatever. So that's why I thought, well, I talk about having muffins and stuff. If you were here, I'd be eating them like that. But when I saw it, I said, you don't look so good. And that poor lady's afraid I'll choke to death. And then this was the most profound thing. Live for today because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And that is so true. I am telling you, I have had so many things that just came out of the woodwork. And I am telling you, live each day. I'm not bossing you around. I'm just suggesting that you live each day to the fullest. If you want to go on trips, go on your trips. Because next week you might break your hip. Or if you like sightseeing, go sightseeing. If you like to stay home, stay home. Just keep yourself busy doing things. Find a purpose. Anyway, enough of that one. Okay, then it was blah, blah, blah. Well, that had the most views of all the videos that I'm going to talk about. It had 2,021 views. So that's really good. Most of the videos get about 1,500. Some get a little more, some get a little less. The one on, oh, never mind, I can't tell you that because that's after this. Anyway, that's when I had the blurry, 2 blurry ones. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I did everything exactly the same. But then again, I have been known to film a video and not have the microphone on or something. So I'm not saying that it wasn't my fault, but I have no clue what I did because, in my opinion, I did exactly the same. And I didn't change anything, and they stopped being blurry, right? I don't know. And then I talked about my washing machine and how I bought the extra capacity washing machine, and what does a single person need an ultra large washing machine? Well, I'll tell you why they need it. You can do your blankets, you can do your sheet and your blankets, you can do a comforter. I'm going to try a rug in it. I hope I don't destroy it. But it's a runner. It's a runner. It's not just like a little bath mat. It's like an 8 or 9 foot runner, but it's narrow. But remember the time Quinn got all that jelly everywhere? I'm still dealing with it. It's on the jelly that the butter fell on, the jelly fell on, and everything that I cook in that kitchen falls on the floor. But there's a sticky spot. Every time I walk in there barefoot, my foot sticks, you know, that tacky stuff. I can't have that much longer. I've tried to clean it off. I can't. So I'm going to try putting it in the washing machine. Pray that I don't wreck my washing machine. Someone said, I don't know if they said they had a canary or they would like a canary. I have always wanted a canary. So before I got the tortoise, I went on a mission to get a canary. I know you think I'm so crazy. I am. Why do I need a canary? But I thought if I had a canary, I'd have this beautiful singing. You know, I looked at them on the internet. This was a couple of years ago when I got Skittles. Skittles is going to be 2 years old in September. So 2 years ago, the summer, I was looking into getting a canary. Because I want to increase my responsibilities so my stress level is more as I age. That's really not a good thing to do. And a tortoise. I was talking about canaries. Anyway, canaries are expensive. Somebody piped up that they saw a canary in PetSmart for $145. That's a bargain. If you look, I mean, I would not buy a canary for $149. But then again, I didn't think I'd buy a tortoise for $180 something. Never say never. Never say never. But anyway, there's all different kinds of canaries. But pet stores typically don't sell them anymore because they're not big sellers. And they're hard to get. There's not enough breeders. So then I thought, maybe I should breed canaries. That might be fun. It's a good thing I decided to do YouTube, because I would not have time to breed. Can you imagine breeding canaries? What? I would do something like that, I'm telling you. Ask my friends. Someone else, when I was talking about the cat vomit on the bed, said that they got out of bed and they stepped in it and their bare feet. Ugh. Someone else had a cat pee in the bed. It only did it once. Stanley did it a couple of times. He hasn't done it in years. I don't know what that was all about, but lots of times it's a behavioral thing. People are concerned that vets charge too much, and they do. So maybe sometime we'll talk about vet services and pet insurance, and how do you deal with that when you're on a fixed income and you don't have, I mean, the last time I went, when I did Stanley, it was like $800 or $900 to give a cat enemas. All of us don't have that kind of money. And even though I had to take it out of my cookie jar, which gives me one less month that I can live in my home. Potentially. Dry your clothes outside. And there was a little discussions about that. Some people love drying their clothes outside. Some people dry their clothes and then spin them through the dryer a little bit because they get stiff. Some people don't like to dry them outside because then you get all the pollen and all the dust and all the debris that's in the air. So that's it for blah, 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 but that one got the most views. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Live with abandon. I couldn't find any outstanding comments, but it had 182 comments, but I didn't see anything that was really outstanding. And it had, I told you, 182 comments. They were all kind of routine, normal things that anyone would say. Well, there were a couple things. Happiness is achievable. Someone said that they love my snort. Another comment in another video said, I don't like your snort. So there's a couple comments about snorts. I can't change if I snort or I don't snort because I want to try and be as authentic and as real as I am. If I snort, I snort. It is what it is. So then I thought this one would be the least popular, and it was. Liver and onions. It had the most discussions, though. Oops, I didn't write down how many views it had. But I would say, if I actually calculated, that the people that like liver and onions is more than the people that don't like onions. They're pretty strong opinions on both sides. The people that don't like it, like gag, or they disguise it in a piece of bread so they don't have to taste it. This was somebody in her childhood, she did that. Somebody's mother used to grind it up and put it in a drink or something. I wouldn't like that. And a lot of people don't like the texture. A lot of people love it. They talked about how they cook it. They love it smothered in onions. And now I thought mashed potatoes was the only way to serve it. But other people talked about having rice with it. A lot of people, not a lot of people, a couple of people said that they like to cook it with bacon. And I can see that. I think I've had it with bacon before. So actually it was quite a few people that liked it, quite a few people that didn't like it. And then the whole idea was to generate discussion about old foods. And there was one list in the comments that listed all these things that I didn't list. I want to figure out how to show you people. I think maybe if I copy it and I post that comment on a post, you could see it because they were really interesting. They cream chipped beef, SOS, you know what that means? I'm not going to say it out loud because I would if I was alone, but you're all here at coffee. This is a board meeting, it's serious. Some people said they can't find decent fish sticks. It's a whole grind up of fish that they don't even tell you what it is, and then it has a terrible coating. The day that I posted the liver and onions video, someone had actually had it at a restaurant. Now, it's interesting. Someone else talked about having it at the Woolworths snack counter, liver and onions. And I can almost remember that. I think that Woolworths did things like that, like diner lunches, did they? I remember getting English muffins. I remember getting a Western sandwich, which was egg, onion, and ham, I think. My mother used to love Westerns. But anyway. A lot of people say soak it in milk before you cook it. That's the liver, back to the liver. Baby calf's liver is better than beef liver. Some people described, I can't remember what it was. Somebody said that they like glop. And they described what glop was. And glop is basically just scrambled hamburg, onions, I think they said, and a can of tomatoes put on it. So it sort of sounds like American chop suey. Someone else said bologna just doesn't taste the same as it used to. It's probably made the same way, but it probably doesn't have the status. You know, if your friends saw you buying bologna, what would they think? Who cares? Who cares? It's great. I told you my husband used to love Spam. He'd make fried Spam and have a fried Spam sandwich. I think Debbie from my Kentucky Life with Debbie, I think she talked about Spam sandwiches. She doesn't like to cook much. She's like me, I don't like to cook anyway. So that's just a brief overview. It's probably not that much of a fun thing, but I think that I should report to you and let you know what's going on with this corporation. So the things that you need to tell me is, should I put a link to Amazon? Should I get an affiliate link to Amazon and then link things that I talk about, like cherries in the snow? Or, well, I don't talk about anything else, but maybe I could, you know, like my bread maker. I don't know. Someone encouraged me to look into the chainsaw because I was offered a sponsorship for a chainsaw. And I said, well, I never responded to it. And the reason that I didn't respond to it was, first of all, I don't think any 60 to 80-year-old is going to buy a chainsaw because someone that's 76, almost 77 is telling them to. But there's this woman, I forget what her channel name is, but she's an arts and crafts person. And she just did a video that she lost her whole channel. And I just watched a little bit of it because it made me nervous. I'm so afraid that, you know, somebody's going to get into my stuff, invade my privacy, find my credit cards, find my accounts. You know, they can trace you like through Google and all that stuff. So you have to be really careful. But this woman got a request to sponsor something, and she thought it looked really good. And so she was curious about what it was. And so she clicked on it. She lost everything because she clicked on it. I don't know, it has a virus or something. I didn't pay attention to the whole thing because it scared me. But, so anyway. The other thing is, should I do a store, when I say store, I mean, I think there's like a thing that you can go to and you can buy all my things. Well, I don't have anything to sell. But I was thinking my friend Sharon, she's my friend now because she proved to me that she watches this channel. But she makes these acrylic things that are kind of nice that maybe I could help her out and put it in a store. Or maybe I could sell some of my watercolor paintings. Share them with you. My son, who, you know, once the kids think that you're doing something, they start trying to tell you what to do. And he thinks that I should get a mug so that not only we wear cherries in the snow, we all raise our mug. Anyway, thank you for watching, and come back again, and share this, and comment, and like it. I know it's not terribly exciting, but it's the board meeting. Please like and subscribe, and make sure you come back again.